Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The race starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. It is Friday night, and that means it's time for the Midwest Motorsports Truck Series to get underway. We are going to go green at the longest race of the season for 200 laps. And Nicholas Aslan has put his truck on the pole tonight.
Ian Silva.
Midwest Motorsports. I'm sorry, you're right, Ian Silva. I said Nicholas Aslan because he's on the outside. That's who I have in the shot now. But you're right, Ian Silva got him by .002, I believe. So congrats, Ian, in the 51. I'm joined by Walker McNulty. Walker, thanks for setting me straight. We have 19 trucks that we're gonna go racing for 200 laps. Competition caution at lap 20. What do you think we're gonna see, man?
We're going to see some crazy racing for sure. Charlotte's one of those tracks where everybody usually stays grouped up for at least the first part of the run, so we should see some great racing here at my home track.
Right around the corner from Walker McNulty's house. And Ian Silva is going to let her rip.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Nicholas Aslan on the outside gets a good start. A little bit of a small turnout tonight, so hopefully we'll see some green flag racing as already cars are 3 wide. That didn't take long.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks where you can get fanned out pretty easily. You can run on any lane here at Charlotte for the most part and make speed. The bottom is most likely always going to be the fastest. Somebody's up there in the fence in the back. Let me look and see who that was actually.
He was dropping.
Michael Harris Jr. is the one who's up against the wall.
We stay green. We stay green.
So Ian Silva gets the move done on Nick Aslan from the bottom. So he's going to take over the lead. Nick Aslan throwing the block on to Trevor McLaughlin and now sending it down the inside of Ian Silva, trying to get it back. Coming around turn number 4 for the end of lap number 2. And Nick Aslan will lead that lap, so no lap lead for you yet, Ian. We're still in a nice pack here, and I fully expect to have some pack racing, at least at the front of the pack. Oh, Nick Aslan getting loose out of turn 2 there. Got a few bumps on exit. The way the banking goes away, the exit of the corner can make for some really hairy exits in these things. So I'm sure we're going to see at least 1 or 2 spins at the exit of 2 or 4 throughout the race.
Dustin Reinstedel moves up down the inside lane, up 4 spots from a starting qualifying spot. Here comes Sean Happick in the 80 truck, black with the red accents. Nicholas Aslan riding high after that scare. He's just going to play it safe. Definitely do not want to burn a fast repair early here in the race, right, Walker?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got 200 laps to try to survive and not burn your fast repair. And, we've only got 4 sets of tires as well. So running the top here should also help him a little bit with saving those tires. I don't know if it's planned, but you can see he's still sticking to the top even as everybody gets single files. So that's going to allow Robert Sanders to get underneath him and probably by him. Jumping back up to the front, Ian Silva still out on the point. Trevor McLaughlin in second. Dustin Reinstedel, Sean Happick. And they're all just single file running down to those white and blue lines at the bottom of the racetrack.
Speaking of white and blue, this is the Patriotic race we try to do on the longest race of the season. You'll see lots of red, white, and blue on the paint jobs and maybe some military paint schemes as well. So we'll try to feature a couple of different military vets, as we always appreciate their service to our country. They're associated with the Midwest Motorsports driver or friends and family. I want to show our appreciation, as we always do, on the Patriotic Charlotte 600 in real life. Tonight we're going 200 laps. Longest race of the season. Race 5.
Still got some pretty good racing here. Got Justin Glockner, Michael Samia, and Jason Phillips. They were all pretty close, as well as Nick Asselin. Just here in this little pack, trying to make ground. You can see there's another pack that's formed back behind these guys of people, I assume, saving their tires. So we'll see, how everything shakes out. Like I said, 4 sets of tires to make it 200 laps. So technically 5 because you have the starting set as well, 4 on the floor. So it should be an interesting race in terms of coming and going tire wise. As you can see, Nick Asselin, he's going. He's not coming. He's falling down the field now. Jason Phillips on his inside in that big ass Vans red, white, and blue truck. He's going to make that move.
Almost like Nicholas got spooked earlier. Hopefully he'll find his mojo again. If you have it, you can return it to him, please. He would be appreciated. Nicholas Aslin's much better when he has his mojo. Last season's truck champion.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to go back-to-back this year, that's for sure. But I think with drops and everything, it should bring him back into play. I believe he has a couple of zeros in there or something. But yeah, so far, so good. We're on lap number 11 now. And you can't see it, but I am currently knocking on my fake wooden desk. Hopefully it's real enough wood. To jump back here to this pack I was talking about before. Got Colin Huffman here making a move on John Asselin. John Asselin now getting looked at by, who's that? The different schemes throw me off. James Olavison, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Nice
there it
move.
is. Oh man, John got really loose there on the exit of 4, but was able to hold on to it. Michael Harris Jr. backing out of it to make sure he didn't run into the back of him. I really wish that, I do really like James's livery, but man, I wish he still had those Dayglow yellow numbers, so it would be easy to see.
You can see him from a distance.
Yeah,
He's working the inside of Colin Huffman here.
Colin got
He's a
super
9
loose there out of
unfortunately.
4, but he's still holding on to it.
Good to see Colin got his paint fixed. I saw some chatter that he was having little issues with his trading paints.
Roll trading paints. Always got to screw everybody up. James Olavison does get the move done, and so he will be putting himself up into 14th position. Looking back up here at the front, we've got Trevor McLaughlin and Sean Happick side by side. Trevor going to be holding on to 3rd. Dustin Reinstedel has gotten past Trevor McLaughlin, so he's now up in 2nd. Ian Silva still your leader as we come around to start lap number 15. A little bit of shuffling around, but nothing too crazy. At least not yet up here. And you can see everybody's pretty strung out, pretty much single file here in the top 8. And then you've got that gap back to a couple of trucks, the fringes of the top 10, and then a big gap back to the rest of the field, headed by Eric Thaler here, Mr. Top. Gotta rip the lip no matter what track it is. That's the Eric Thaler way. Justin Thaler right behind him. And Lee Kiernan there in the camouflage number 10. New entry. Welcome in, Lee. Hopefully you have a good time with us.
Welcome
I see
to the
you're
club.
already being patriotic. Got the camouflage and everything.
You got the memo.
I do like the honeycomb camouflage on Dustin's car. That's pretty nice. See that? That's pretty nice. I like that.
Competition caution coming up. just a few more laps. No points awarded. We're just gonna re-rack them, let everybody catch their breath.
Looks like we
Top
had a
off the fuel.
for the lead.
Yeah, Dustin got around him.
And Reinstuttle takes the lead away from Ian Silva
We'll find out how that happened.
right here at the end of the run. Dustin seems to have saved his tires the best out of everybody in the top 6, but going back through the field, there's cars going much faster than these guys at the front are now. Let's see how it happened. He was right on his bumper, backed out of it there, coming down through the exit of turn 4, and yeah, just gets a really good run, good exit. Going down the front straightaway, going to have the inside, and once you get to the inside, you can drive it down to the bottom, slide up in front of them, and you've got the position. See if he slides up. No, he holds it down there, but he half clears himself, and he takes the position.
Nice move. It's Dustin Reinstuttle, another former series champion.
It looks like Dustin Reinstuttle will come around to take the stage caution, as it incorrectly says there. It's just a competition caution. Hey, Josh. So he comes around, takes the competition caution. Ian Silva leads most of it, but Dustin Reinstuttle gets around him there towards the end, and he will be leading everyone, I assume, down the pits. No Australians other than Ian here, so there's probably not going to be a crazy man staying out.
No curveballs. You never know. Who would want to take a risk right now? I think on a long race, you pretty much let the race come to you. Get through these first 150 or so, maybe. Find out where you're at. It's going to be a key not to run a lap down, definitely not 2 laps down, depending on any green flag stops, if there are any. See if anybody decides to stay out.
Let's see if anybody plays the fun game of taking tires here. I'm assuming nobody will. The fall off wasn't terrible. I mean, it was around a second or so was the fall off. The fastest lap right now, purple time, is Trevor McLaughlin, 29.799. Towards the end of the run, they were running like high 30s, low 31s, and yeah, you can see most of these guys, seems like all of them just taking fuel only. There's one truck still sitting back there. Let's see. There's a few that sat still for a little bit. Still got a couple sitting there. I think they might be taking repairs more than anything. Lee Kiernan had a 15-second stop. That might be tires. So we'll see how Lee comes up through the field.
Michael Harris gets some repairs after hitting the wall. I don't blame him for sitting in the pits a little while. And no harm to start in the back of the field this time. Just come out of the pits with a fresh truck without using your fast repair.
Yeah, you got so much time at Charlotte to sit there in the pits and repair. It's I think like a minute and a half lap or 2 minutes or something like that under a full caution lap. So plenty of time to sit still and get some repairs. I mean, yeah, he was in the pits for 1 full minute. So let's see what the real meat of this race is going to turn out to be. Lights are off on the pace car. So we're going to be going back green next time by. Dustin Reinstuttle took the bottom, putting Ian Silva on the top. We've got Sean Happick down there on the bottom. In row 2, Trevor McLaughlin outside row 2. And then Robert Sanders, Justin Glockner in row 3 there. We'll see if any of these guys up here in this top 6. Let's see. Let me start over. Let's see if these guys in the top 6 that broke away from the pack that we saw in the rear, let's see if they can hold off the ones that were saving their tires there in that first run. Towards the end of the run, I think Eric Thaler was the fastest pace-wise out of everybody in the field. He was around 3/10 per lap faster than the leaders towards the end of the run. So we'll see how that transpires. But there's your tire strategy already.
We're fired up. 22 laps down. Coming to the green flag to restart the race. Only natural cautions from here on out. And Dustin Rystettle gets in the zone. And Sean Appick follows them right up to Ian Silva's door. Robert Sanders now side by side with Trevor.
Yeah, not a very good jump there from Ian Silva. He's going to lose second to Sean Appick. And consequently, that'll also make Trevor McLaughlin fall back behind Robert Sanders. So the top 5 single file now. Behind them, we've got Justin Glockner and we've got Jason Phillips there, side by side. Oh, we're going 3 wide up here. Oh, everybody's shaking around. Hold on to it, boys. Nick Asselin, he's keeping his foot in it, trying to go for the bottom, doing some lawn mowing on the lefts, but then he backs out of it. Maybe a little squirrely moment there from Ian Silva, it looked like. And Jason Phillips was the benefactor of all of that. He got back through. He got through it clean. Trevor McLaughlin, on the other hand, he got stuck behind it, and oh, now he's in the wall. So knowing him, being in the voice chat with him every Sunday, he's definitely complaining about something right about now. But
yeah, it looked like Ian Silva, like you said, got a little squirrely,
yeah.
and or maybe touched the brakes or whatever, and that means Trevor has to also do the same, and everybody went by him after that.
Yeah.
Gathered it back up. Lots of racing left. Trevor down to 9th.
Yeah, really bad restart there for Trevor, as now he's got Eric Thaler looking to his outside as well. If he's not careful, he can get freight trained here, as the tires are worn now. The top, in a side-by-side battle, the top should be superior. So yeah, he's definitely getting freight trained. We've got the number 10 truck there, Lee Kiernan, on those fresh tires coming through on the bottom. We've got the 52 of Colin Huffman up in the fence. Seems like he was able to hold on to it, maybe. Yeah, he did.
I missed it. Okay, good.
Got a few trucks off track, and maybe he didn't hold on to it, because we have a yellow.
Yellow. Colin, what happened to my buddy 52? Maybe not. Looks like Norm may have got a piece of it.
Now, let's see what happens here. I saw a few different red off tracks on the timing screen. Got Michael Harris Jr. up in the fence again. Unfortunate for him. Looks like it started up ahead. It was one of them was James Olavison, I'm pretty sure. In that little fight that started it. Maybe it was James and Norm, maybe. We'll see.
Let's find out. Automatically switches to a static cam there, that comes back.
See what happened here. So up ahead, you've got Colin Huffman getting up into the fence. Let's see what happens here. Oh, we've got the 29 there of Andrew Miller behind Colin Huffman, trying to get it slowed down. And he's turning off of the top, and James Olavison just comes in there and gets right into the left rear quarter panel of the 29, and he was looking at the stars there for a second. James able to go straight through the grass. 29, brakes locked up. Norm trying to swerve and miss the 29, and that's going to send Michael Harris Jr. straight up into the wall. Nothing that these guys back here could do, really, other than maybe slow down. But, that's just being optimistic. Bad humor.
Nobody hit the wall too hard. It doesn't look like total damage.
Yeah, everybody should be okay with some pit lane repairs. We've got a decent amount of takers. Top 9 stayed out. Everybody else pit. So a bunch of people topping up on fuel, and then a few that are going to be staying in a little bit for repairs, I assume.
The guy that did come in is Eric Thaler, the godfather of Midwest Motorsports. He always represents the same Midwest Motorsports paint, but he and his brother Justin Thaler are the founders of the Midwest Motorsports League, and they are saluting tonight their grandfather, I believe, Petty Officer First Class Joe Abraham in the Navy. Eric said he's the toughest, most stubborn SOB he's ever met. Was not afraid of anything. Justin, well, and Eric's dad, Chris, get their discipline from their grandfather
That must be a trait that runs in the family.
in the Navy. Yep. Eric says he remembers Justin jumping out from behind a wall one day to try to scare him, and Joe punched him right in the chest. Didn't even flinch, just natural reaction. So Justin Taylor
Deserved.
learned real quick not to startle Grandpa. But they give their discipline to their credit, their dad and Chris, and their grandfather, Petty Officer First Class Joe Abraham Taylor. Thank you for your service and everybody who serves.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody that serves in the military to help keep everybody, normal citizens like us, safe here in the US of A. No matter what division you're in, I know some divisions make fun of other divisions for not doing anything, but all of you do something to help everybody that is a part of this country. So we all appreciate it, and thanks to every single one of you. If you're watching, if you are a veteran, thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy tonight's race.
Lights out. Barney's going to take a left into pit lane, and Dustin Reisettle's going to take us back to green. John Happick in the 80 truck's going to try to do a good job to stay with him. They get in the Geico restart zone. He has no choice but to let Dustin give it a start. It's really hard to do this restart when you're on the outside. What, do you have a secret, Walker?
Not really. I'm pretty bad at it, to be honest with you. If I'm not the leader on the restart, I usually lose the spot to whoever's second on the line of the leader. As you can see, Robert Sanders gets a great restart there, moves himself up into second, and now we have this little fight here between Ian Silva, Justin Glockner, Nick Asselin, and Lee Kiernan. They're 2x2 here, coming around turns number 1 and 2. Nobody wanting to give an inch. We've still got side-by-side racing going on in the background as well. Takes a few laps for everybody to get cleaned up. Lee Kiernan there going around the outside of Ian Silva, your pole sitter, for the 5th position. And now going to be looking to the inside of Justin Glockner to take away 4th. He's making him charge up with those boots that he put on in the competition caution. Oh, and he gets in the fence. So maybe charging a little bit too hard. It's going to allow the number 21 of Justin Glockner back up his inside, but he's going to just power it maybe around the outside. Not quite. Gets into the corner just a little bit, but everybody holds on to it just fine.
I'm here.
Now we're 2x2 here. 6 truck pack here. Nick Asselin ducking out, trying to look to the inside, maybe to make it 3 wide on Justin Glockner. Not quite going to happen. Got Brandon Cotton in the middle of this mix. First time I've said his name on the stream today. He's going around the outside of Justin Glockner, trying to make his way up to the front. The winner last time out at Chicagoland. A late race dash for the cash. makes the move, gets it done. Now he's going to be looking to take 6th away from Ian Silva. He goes up the inside, and it looks like he might be able to get the move done here on the exit. Yes, he will. So he's going to take that away from Ian Silva.
Awesome racing here. The Midwest Motorsports Truck Series. This is the battle for 6th. Robert Sanders has made it around John Happick up front. Dustin Lystill's pulled away.
Yeah, Robert's up into 2nd place here. These two are your current title protagonists, 1 and 2 right now. Dustin and Robert Sanders. So we'll see how this season continues along for these two. As Dustin continues to lead this race. Now we've got in the background there, looks like the big ass fans truck of Jason Phillips is getting a little bit closer to Sean Happick every lap that goes by. But that time around, he lost a little bit of ground through 3 and 4. We'll see if he can gain it back. Right on his bumper through 1 and 2 last time around. It's like every other mile and a half out there, both ends of the track are completely different. So it's very easy to be good on one end and bad on the other, and vice versa. Here comes Lee Kiernan and that number 10 truck, looking to the outside maybe of Jason Phillips. He cuts to the inside now, actually. So he's going to be trying to make this move on that red, white, and blue number 88. Jumps down to the bottom. Might be able to get the move done. Not quite. They're still side by side coming out of 2. Jason Phillips going to be able to bring the drive off of the top down the back straightaway. Brandon Cotton right there behind these two, trying to figure out which lane to go in, which one to follow. And Lee Kiernan does get the move done and gets Jason Phillips cleared, and now that's going to allow Brandon Cotton maybe to sip a little bit of that wine. He's looking to the inside, and he is going to take that position away from Jason Phillips. So Jason Phillips lost 2 positions over the span of 1 lap there, but he's still sitting in a good spot here in P6.
Don't forget, Midwest Motorsports is always open to new drivers. Midwest-motorsports.com is where you can find us. We have 3 leagues, the Truck Series on Friday nights, Cup Series, Next Gen on Sunday evenings, and the Road Series wraps up its season this Tuesday at the Indy Road Course. Currently GT4's next season, mixed class, GT3 and GT4. We have a Pro and AM split on the Road Series for Tuesday nights. We go to Midwest-motorsports.com, check out the rules, decide which league is right for you. Entries are always free and always open. Midwest-motorsports.com, check us out. Love to have you get in some of this great racing action. Good Friends Discord, weekly podcast on Monday evenings as we're yellow. What
And
happened?
pace cars. I'm not sure.
We'll
Who's
find
far
out.
off the back? Norm's pretty far off the back.
Norm, what happened, buddy?
Let's see, the 52 and the 28. So Colin Huffman and Norm Snyder was our incident this time around. I'm going to take a quick comfort break. I'll be right back.
No problem. I got you. So bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to find out what caused this current caution that we're under. Norm's going to help us get there. Oh, glitch on my PC there for a second. Oh, in the wall. Norm looks like he's Charlie Daniels on the hood. On the inside, you got the 25 truck. John Aslan on the outside. Colin Huffman in the 52 on the outside. Oh, Norm just gets into Colin just barely. Not sure if he knew he was there. He just kind of comes up through that double dog leg. Colin definitely squeezing down. But, oh, Norm inside the second lane. Colin was there. Spotter may have told him he was clear. He lied to him. So unexpected. Oops, Toby Keith, not Charlie Daniels. On the hood.
I came back just in time to see that.
Yeah, Norm expected a little more room from Colin. Didn't quite get it. Colin trying to hold his line. Toby Keith goes for a ride. And Norm gets it back together. Sure, he'll be all right.
All right, so what are we looking like? Let me stare at the timing screen here for a
We
minute.
got some changes going on.
So, Lee Kiernan is your new leader with Michael Samia in second, Brandon Cotton third, Trevor McLaughlin fourth. So, if you remember back, Lee Kiernan took tires in the competition caution on lap 20. Michael Samia came to the pits in the caution that was close after on lap 28 and took fuel only. He took fuel only once again here. Sorry, he hasn't stopped. My bad. The first two trucks that stopped, Trevor McLaughlin, Brandon Cotton, they took fuel only. And then Dustin Reinstettel, Robert Sanders, Sean Happick, Jason Phillips, Nick Aslan, Ian Silva, Eric Thaler, Justin, James, everybody else took tires basically, except for Andrew Miller. So we're definitely going to see some yo-yo effect going on here.
Top four did not take tires this time, pretty much.
Yeah. So let's see how this works out for these guys.
Second row took fuel this time, but not tires.
Yeah.
You're going to have an extra set there at the end that might be helpful. We'll keep an eye on those at the end of the race. Barney drops off. Lee Kiernan in his first Midwest Motorsports race is going to bring us to green in the Geico restart zone. He gone. And now let's see what happens behind.
Brandon Cotton doesn't quite get a good enough jump to pull alongside going into one, but through the middle of 1 and 2, he will get alongside and almost past that 3 truck of Michael Samia. Dustin Reinstettel off to the races with those new fresh boots. He's going to be stuck behind this 5 truck or the 3 truck unless he wants to make it 3 wide as he waits for these two to figure out what they want to do with each other. Trevor McLaughlin losing a few places there is the last one on old tires out of this front pack. So Dustin Reinstettel will now be on the inside of Michael Samia. Lee Kiernan still out in front. Brandon Cotton in second, and Dustin Reinstettel will make it 3 wide bottom here. Going to try to make that move stick on those fresh tires, and he will, and just look at how much speed he can take through the corner with those tires. Robert Sanders following right behind him as well, so Dustin Reinstettel going to take the lead here, taking 2 for 1, as well as Robert Sanders taking 2 for 1 there in 3 and 4. And now we've got Sean Happick here making his moves, trying to get through on his fresh tires. Made the clean pass there on Brandon Cotton. Now Lee Kiernan washes up to the fence, and that's going to allow Sean Happick to come through and take third.
Those
Nick
guys
Aslan
not take
suit.
tires are dropping like a rock. Make
Yeah.
yourself a different planet.
I mean, the difference in lap time is
lap
half a
28
second
to
or
lap
so.
43. So you're looking at, 14, 16 laps.
Yeah, it's a big delta. And you can see just how fast these guys that have these fresh tires have been able to rocket away from the ones that don't. They're just gone. Robert Sanders now trying to make his way in on that rear bumper of Dustin Reinsettle. This is more or less what he stared at for a while in the last run of the race. So he's going to try to make it a little bit different and where he can see nothing instead of something ahead of him. Brandon Cotton here on those old tires, holding up Justin Thaler a little bit. Eric Thaler gets by both of them on the bottom. Optimistic move there from Eric to be able to take those spots away.
He made it
Justin.
stick.
Yep, absolutely. Brandon Cotton falling back through the field. Trevor McLaughlin as well. You can see him back there. Already fell all the way to the back. Michael Samia has fallen all the way. The only reason that Lee Kiernan is somewhat able to hold on to this is just because he did take those tires in that competition caution. So his are not nearly as worn as the others. I mean, these guys that haven't taken tires, they're on 52 lap old tires. So those things are ready to pop at any moment.
Totally.
George
And
showing.
at some point, they're going to have to give up and just make a green flag stop, and that's totally going to kill them.
Yeah.
So Trevor came in to get tires. Michael Samia stayed out, did not take fuel or tires at lap 43. They're still all the way to the back.
So, let's see, Lee Kiernan pit on lap 20, and then Michael Samia on lap 28. So we should be seeing Lee in here in a few laps, I'd say. Pretty soon.
25 to 30 on a set.
He's in now. Okay, Lee is in now. So definitely going to be taking tires, I'm sure. Lee Kiernan will be, and getting that clean air, hopefully for their sake, to make some good laps here and try to not lose too much time in this cycle.
Everybody here is on track, going full speed ahead instead of under yellow when they took tires. So I think this is going to really hurt Lee. We'll see if he can make it back up somehow with some more interesting strategy later in the race.
Looks like Lee took fuel only as well, so no fresh tires for Lee Kiernan. Jump back in here to the action. We've got James Olavison on the inside now of Justin Glockner ahead. You've got Andrew Miller and Justin Thaler was on the outside. Justin did get the clear. That means that Justin Glockner can come in and try to take that position away. Now James Olavison is going to be looking to the outside to take away this position as well. So Andrew Miller losing a few spots here in the last lap or so. Yep, James Olavison does get it clear. Now Michael Harris Jr. going to be looking to the outside to take away another position from the 29 truck. And he will get it done. So the freight train on the top has happened to that number 29. The 29 truck also, just to remember, he did not take tires in the last pit stop, only fuel. So that is also why he is getting freight trained. But he is still doing a little bit better than Michael Samia, Trevor McLaughlin are, and Brandon Cotton. They've all fallen back even further. So good job by Andrew Miller to hold on to it while at least as much as he has. These two out in front are gone. Oh my Lord. We've got a 2.5 second gap.
Drinking out the laps, clean air is king. And Dustin Reinstettle's putting on a clinic right now.
Both of them within 200ths of each other last time around. Robert Sanders 200ths faster than Dustin Reinstuttle. And yeah, they were 0.3 faster than Sean Happick in third that last time around. So they're pulling away from that number 80 truck out here. The old cat and mouse game of the championship fight right here, visualized on the screen. Let me look at the points real quick.
21 points apart. Showing why they're the class of the field.
2 wins for Dustin, 1 win for Robert so far on the year.
Yeah, either a win is going to do them great. Also, look at the bonus points. I think that was a big separator.
Yeah, absolutely. The bonus points are really almost always a big thing here, as Michael Samias now came into the pit lane. Bonus points are really important, especially the 0x bonus points. I think those are pretty powerful. You can go the whole season without winning a race if you just get the 0x bonus every week, and make sure you get your lap lead bonus points and stuff like that too. You can bonus point your way into a championship, which, you know, that's kind of like stage points.
Lap 63. We took tires and fuel at lap 43, so we're looking another 5 or 10 laps. We'll be getting some green flag stops, we hope. Lee Kiernan did go down 1 lap during that green flag cycle, so he might get it back for at least another 10 or 12 laps. So he's going to
did as well.
Samia down a lap. Yep.
Yeah, he's half a lap behind Lee as well, so he's way down.
Yep.
Let's see.
Everybody kind of spreading out a little bit, kind of finding the groove.
Michael Samia did take tires last time, or coming down that time around. I think Lee Kiernan might have taken 2. It was a 9.9 second stop. Maybe that's 2 tires. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how it all shakes out in the end. I really wish I could see how many sets of tires people had, but it's okay, because that means that we have the wonders of mystery.
Michael Samia unlapping himself from Jason Phillips and Nicholas Aslan. This is inside the top 5. So Michael Samia working on getting his lap back. Looks like Lee Kiernan must be right on him now.
Yeah, Lee should be pretty close to the back of the leaders, I think. He is 1 lap
Crossing
down.
the line now. 64.03, 65. No, he's going in front. So he's on the lead lap again. Nope.
Yeah, there's Dustin back there, so he is on the lead lap, I think.
Yeah.
You can see Trevor McLaughlin up ahead there as well on the lead lap.
Timing and scoring is kind of going wonky on us for a couple of seconds here.
I mean, he might be 2 down. I'm not really sure what's going on.
There it
The
goes.
world's in a weird place.
One thing that's not weird is Dustin Reinstuttle checking out.
Yeah, he has pulled a bit of a gap here. 0.8 of a second to Robert Sanders. So Robert no longer right on that rear bumper. It's an, oh, and there goes Michael Samia unlapping himself from Robert Sanders.
Okay. Dustin's next on his list, if he can get there. And then he's going to need some help.
There's Colin Huffman there. In between, he's going to go up to the high side and put another stripe on the fence. I'm going to have to go repaint those walls this weekend.
Colin needs to put a bucket of paint on the side of his truck and he could paint them. Here's Samia trying to unlap himself from Dustin. Dustin's not going to put up a fight. He knows.
Not much try necessary.
Yeah. That puts Michael Samia 5 seconds back from Lee Kiernan. But everybody's on the lead lap now except Colin Huffman. Spent some time in the pits getting repaired.
I think. I don't know what's. Let's see. Dustin's on lap 70. The timing screen. Well, the timing screen shows that Lee and Michael are both on lap 68.
Oh, a lap down, yeah.
So maybe they were 2 down.
Wow.
So at least they got one of those back, and they are making time now. But as we all know, as soon as these guys that are leading come into pit, it doesn't matter if Lee and Michael Samia end up ahead of them or not. It's just going to turn into these guys on the fresh tires whenever they take them.
Yep.
Rocketing back by.
Yep.
And everybody pit on lap 43. We're on 72 now, so in about 5, 6, 7 laps, we should be seeing some people coming in.
Yep. I'm with you.
I'd be aiming for somewhere around 76, 77 if I were gonna short pit. And then
if it goes green to the end from there, you really got to think about splitting that out 125 laps.
Yeah.
Doesn't exactly work out, so we're going to get some action here. Do not go anywhere. Everybody's cranking out laps, letting the laps wind down. We got a couple pitters. Norm and Trevor's on his way out.
Dustin, Sean, Ian, Michael Harris Jr. Yep, as you said, Trevor McLaughlin also came in the last time around. So now your new leader is Robert Sanders, going to have at least one lap of overlap here on the tires of Dustin Reinsettle. Let's see if he follows him in. It looks like he is. Oh, he is getting that thing sideways. Hold on to it, buddy. Yeah, he does.
He's slowed down enough.
He gets her slowed down, and it seems like everybody else is coming in. Justin Glockner a little bit sideways there on the pit entry. Not quite everybody, though. Eric Thaler keeping it out there, saving the fuel. Brandon Cotton as well, keeping it out for another lap. The last 2 to come in, as we have Trevor McLaughlin flying past that number 15 truck now, and you can see Dustin Reinsettle just ahead of Trevor. So Trevor 1 lap down to Dustin, I believe. Yeah, Trevor is 1 lap down to Dustin, but he's going to be unlapping himself, it looks like. So, see who took tires and who didn't. No tires for Dustin Reinsettle, Nick Asselin, Sean Happick. Robert Sanders took tires. Jason Phillips took tires. Justin Glockner took 2. No tires for Justin Thaler, Ian Silva, Michael Harris Jr., James Olavison, no tires. Andrew Miller, no tires. Michael Samia took tires, as we saw earlier. So still a decent mix, as Eric Thaler and Brandon Cotton are both in and now coming back out. Eric Thaler with a 23-second stop. Did he miss his pit box? Eric.
He's been known. He has been known. I didn't follow him into the pits because I didn't want to curse him. You did it on your own this time, Eric. It's all good. He's got a fast truck. He'll make it work. So Dustin Reinsettle 29.8 last lap. Let's see.
No,
Oh, that
that's
was
his
his
best
last
lap.
lap.
Yeah. 31.2 last time around for Dustin. Robert Sanders, 30.2 last time around. So 1 second per lap right now. The difference between those
Right.
old tires and the fresh ones.
That's exactly what I was looking at. Thank you, Walker. We're on the same page. So Robert Sanders and Dustin Reinstedel, your early leaders, are now off strategy. They're not on the same strategy. So this is going to play out. Dustin Reinstedel's got one more set of tires on the wall. Robert Sanders crank it out 30.2 second laps for now, so he's going to feel like a hero. See how fast he catches up to Dustin and why he lost so much ground. He's 2.7 seconds back. Was
Oh, yeah,
0.8 seconds back when they came in, but he's rolling.
Yeah, he came out around 4.5 to 5 seconds behind, which is the delta of taking tires versus none. And now he's already down to 2 seconds, and that gap is closing fast. He's going to be there really quickly. As Norm there, going down the inside, letting him by. Thank you very much, Norm. And fun fact for you, little birdie told me that Eric ran out of fuel and was at a bad angle for the pit stop.
Oh,
So, unfortunate for him. Trying to stretch out that one extra lap.
Yeah. I give him credit for trying, though. Trying something.
Yeah.
Could have played off an advantage, and it still may. Race is far from over.
Here comes Robert Sanders down to only a quarter of a second. You can just see the gap diminish as we go through 3 and 4. Now side by side, he's going to be blowing by him, taking the lead away. Goodbye. Lick the stamp and send it. The rainbow is in the lead.
Yep. The 3D glasses out. And the American flag, number 6. Robert Sanders takes the lead.
And it's already 1 second.
He's going to be in the spotlight for now. We'll see if he's laughing at the end of the race. Dustin Reinstedel has a smirk on his face as Robert Sanders goes by. Dustin Reinstedel, very competitive, does not like to give up the lead if he can help it, but he knows checkered flag is still over 100 laps away. Here's a battle for 4th.
This isn't going to last long. Jason Phillips on fresh boots. He's going to fly by.
And the Robert Sanders plan.
Yep. He's going to be on the back of Dustin pretty quickly, too, I think. I don't know if he'll have enough grip to make it all the way to him, but he should get pretty close before the next pit cycle. We'll see. We've already gone 10 laps since these guys pit, so 15-ish. 15, 16, somewhere in there left to go before we pit again. So.
Got to feel like torture for Dustin and those guys that did not take tires.
Absolutely. Lee Kiernan in the pits now on his off strategy.
Yeah.
See if he takes tires or not on this pit stop. No tires for Lee. So took those tires in the competition caution. He's going to make them babies go 80 laps. 100 laps maybe. So some interesting strategy here from the tin truck, but he's saving tires like crazy. Maybe trying to throw every set of tires he's got and the kitchen sink at it for the last half of the race. You should have, what, 3 sets of tires left?
Yeah, I was going to say his last 3 stops, he can take freshies every time.
Yeah.
He's going to spend some more time in the pits. Plus, we'll see if any yellows come out.
Well, as you can see by looking at this man right here, it doesn't matter how much time you spend in the pits. If you've got fresh tires versus 25-lap old tires, I mean, he's 6.5 seconds of Dustin now and continuing to pull away. So Jason Phillips 1 second off the back of Dustin. So Jason will end up most likely passing Dustin here pretty soon. But everybody's pretty strung out, which always makes for some good strategy racing. Makes it a little bit less fun for us in the moment, but I'd rather sit here and watch strung out racing than sit here and watch everybody bunched up behind a Mustang.
I agree with that.
Comes that big ass fans, red, white, and blue truck that looks kind of like a Nissan.
Walker, going back to the 1980s. Were you even born yet?
Nah, that was a couple of decades before me, but you know. Here he goes on the outside. This one's not going to last long either. He's going to get it done here, I'm sure, through 1 and 2. Yes, he does. He moves himself up into second position. Relegates Dustin back into third. This is going to be such an interesting race. Strategy-wise, this should be really, really fun. I hope this stays.
I'm excited. I'm excited about what we're going to see later. Like you say, now let's continue to crank out the laps in this patriotic race.
Absolutely.
And Charlotte, you know, everybody's favorite track, you know, I mean, not everybody's favorite, we say, but everybody usually lives local. The NASCAR world rotates around this area, Concord, Mooresville. And
America's home for racing.
Sleeps in their own bed at night, more than likely.
Yeah, this is a home race for basically every race team in NASCAR. Everybody gets to go home every night and have a good night's sleep with their families, compared to the normal of going to a hotel room and FaceTiming their families. So, you know, it's always a great race. It's a race that everybody wants to win just because it is the hometown race. Family's there, the whole team's there at the race. So it's always just that little bit more special to win this one for everybody. Obviously, you know, I can't exactly sit in the bleachers for this race, but if I could, I would be supporting the boys. So Michael Samia is in the pits on his off strategy. He's taking tires this time around.
The lead did go down another lap, so he's off cycle those 2 laps for Lee Kiernan.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Michael Smith is going to join him back there, I think, after the stop.
Mm-hmm. Got Lee there right in front of Nick Asselin. Ian Silva coming into the pits. That's early. That's really early, actually. Ian pit last on lap somewhere in the 70s, I think. Unless I'm crazy. Am I crazy?
Well, you're definitely crazy, but he still might have pitted on the 70s, around the 70s. He's splitting the difference to the end. He's counting down the laps.
Yeah.
He thinks he can go with 3 stints from here.
He's taking tires.
2 stops.
I can't remember if is he one of the ones that stayed out in the last caution?
No, he was not. He came in and at least got fuel only.
Interesting strategy there. You know, I was talking about how we might not see some crazy strategies because one particular Australian isn't here. Ian's taking right over that role. We don't need Mark Cochran here for the fun Australian strategies. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see if running the race backwards for Ian and Michael Samia and Lee works out for them. Obviously, you have the scare of getting trapped a lap down, especially for right now, all 3 of them, because Norm is the first one a lap down, but Ian Silva will be getting past Norm here very, very soon. So Michael Samia and Lee might both get trapped a lap down here if something happens. So that is a really, really scary prospect for these guys. You know, that could easily ruin a race. The snap of a finger.
I think Michael Samia may have been going for those leading a lap bonus points, maybe. Why he stayed out. Backfired a little bit on him.
So, we've got a 13-second gap right now between Dustin and Robert Sanders. James Olavison coming into the pits now. So, actually, the fuel window is pretty much open right now, I would say. I still think Ian kind of came a little bit early, but everybody else should be coming down here pretty soon. Trevor McLaughlin was the first one to pit out of everybody that was on the normal cycle. As he is currently side by side with Justin Glockner for the 8th position, trying to get the move done. He's made the ground up on that 21 truck, now just has to figure out a way to get him cleared. They're still side by side, not quite going to be able to get the move done yet. Holding it down to the bottom here, going to be a little bit ahead. See if we get a door bumper clear moment. Not quite yet, they're just door right now. Justin Glockner driving it up to the wall, and there's your door bumper clear.
Oh,
Clears himself off of the bottom, sliding up to the wall. He gets it done. So the number 99 truck moves up into 8th position. Let's see. Anybody else pit? Not yet. Jason Phillips, 9.5 seconds back from Robert Sanders out in the lead. The two of them running around 0.4 per lap faster than Dustin Reinsettle and Sean Happick, who are 3rd and 4th right now. Brandon Cotton, the fastest man on the racetrack out of everybody that hasn't pit yet. 31.2 last time around, as he makes a move on Sean Happick, actually. There he goes. He's off to the races. Let's see. Nick Asselin now, the next one to bite. He's coming in at the end of lap number 98 or 99, one of the two. Timing screen's really weird right now. I'm confused.
it is. I'm looking at lap 101 on the stream. They're working lap 101.
It says like Robert Sanders 100.6 and then Andrew Miller 99.3, but he's not being shown a lap down. Even though he's...
Yeah, they're on the same lap. They just haven't crossed the line yet.
I'm just so confused.
That's right. That doesn't take much. Okay, now I am confused. Robert Sanders, 101, and the other guys are at 99. So you're right, Eric and Andrew. Yeah. It's all good. I see you, Walker. You're not crazy. Well, you are crazy, but you're right about this one.
My brain isn't that smooth, okay? It's got some wrinkles in it.
All good.
Might not look like it's 129 years old, but...
That's why you fit in so well here. Ooh, look at Eric. Trying to make up for a pit lane kerfluffle, and he's working on the number 40 truck. Michael Harris Jr. Side by side they go.
See, Trevor McLaughlin is in, and Dustin Reinsettle also in the pits.
Dustin's been begging his crew chief for a change of tires. He finally says, okay, come on in.
Yeah, see, these guys are a lap down. Why is the timing screen so screwed up? Anyways, Robert Sanders is also coming in, or he is also in 1 lap later than Dustin Reinsettle. Let's see what the strategy looks like here. Dustin is taking tires this time. We'll see what Robert does. I assume he probably won't be taking tires as he took tires last time.
Here he goes.
Oh, and he misses the box.
He found it.
Hey, look at that. He's in pit stall number 6.
He is not taking tires. So
no tires.
No tires. So Dustin got tires. Now the roles are reversed. I think it was over 10 seconds, the gap.
Sean Happick, Justin Thaler in. Jason Phillips coming in now. I think...
Gonna cycle Brandon out.
Justin Thaler... Okay. The timing screen's really doing stupid stuff. Okay, so Sean Happick, Justin Thaler both taking tires this time around. Jason Phillips, I presume, will not be taking tires as he took them on the last stop. There he goes.
No tires.
Michael Harris Jr. coming into the pits now.
How long can Brandon stay out? Stopped at 75.
Yep, Brandon Cotton and Eric Thaler, the last ones to pit last time around. Justin Glockner came in on lap 74, so he's stretching it out as well. So we'll see how long these guys can keep it out here. Justin Glockner coming in, so Brandon Cotton and Eric Thaler probably will be coming in this time around. Yeah, here comes Brandon. It looked like
It looked like he was kind of the first lane on the back stretch, which means he learned from Eric's mistake. I hope Eric learned from Eric's mistake last time and does not run out of gas coming to the pit.
Don't look at him. Oh, he's going around one more. Oh, never mind. That was the pit exit.
Back stretch. Yep.
I saw the cone. All right. Let's see if he comes in this time. Yes, he is. So there goes James Olavison around his outside. So Brandon Cotton is in. Eric Thaler is in. Robert Sanders takes back over the lead. Let's see what these gaps are looking like. These juicy, juicy gaps.
Should be Jason and then Dustin.
Yeah, so Jason Phillips in second. He's around 9 seconds back from Robert Sanders. Dustin Reinstedel 3 behind Jason Phillips. 11 and a half seconds back total from Robert Sanders in third. Let's see.
31 laps on fuel for those guys.
Ian Silva currently in fourth position. He's 7 seconds back from Dustin Reinstedel. Brandon Cotton fifth. He's 1.5 back. Michael Samia another 1.5. Nick Aslin and Sean Happick. And Michael Samia, actually. All three are, there's a 3-car fight there. Oh my God. Nick Aslin, Michael Samia, Sean Happick. Yeah, there they are. Look at that. You can throw a blanket over a few trucks here. Michael Samia getting freight trained by those two. We'll see if he can hold on to the back of them. These two work together here. They can make some ground up. We know they're fast. They've been towards the front all night. I think Sean Happick was what? Third or fourth before the green flag pick cycle started?
Oh yeah, he's been up front all night.
So we'll see what he can do getting himself back up in there. Nick Aslin coming up on the back of Brandon Cotton there. Brandon Cotton did not take tires this last time. So he should be easy pickings for both of these trucks. There he goes. And then Ian Silva up ahead of them did take tires, it looks like, last time by. Or at least he was in the pits for 15 seconds. But his tires are from lap 91. So they are a good 8 laps older than Nick Aslin's and 12 laps older than Sean Happick's. So Sean Happick here going to be looking to make the move on Nick Aslin. Nick Aslin gaining some time from the undercut, but Sean going to be getting right back around him and taking that position away. Now he's going to have his eyes set on Ian Silva. Dustin Reinstedel has gotten past Jason Phillips in the meantime and is now only 6.5 seconds back from Robert Sanders. So that gap's going to be closing pretty quickly. 1.2 seconds the last time by was the difference in lap time. We'll see what it is this time around between the two. Exact same thing, 1.2 seconds. What's the difference? Man, this is so fun.
It's awesome.
I'm loving it.
Motorsports. Yes, buddy.
Fastest truck on the racetrack right now is Eric Thaler, but he's 1 lap down. 30.344. Well, that was his personal best of the race. Never mind. Michael Harris Jr., the fastest truck on the track, 30.054. You see Eric Thaler now coming by, passing Lee Kiernan and the number 88 truck of Jason Phillips. Lee 2 laps down. Eric Thaler 1 lap down, and Jason Phillips in third. Jason also getting passed there by Michael Harris Jr.
Got to be crazy to know you're in third place and just to let these guys go. Know who you're racing. Jason Phillips 3 seconds behind. No, 6 seconds behind. Dustin Reinstettle's Dustin is catching Robert Sanders quickly.
Yeah, he's going to be there very, very soon. I give it another lap and a half or so. 2 laps, he's going to be really close. It was 1.1 seconds the difference last time around. This time around, it's 1.3 seconds Dustin took out of Robert. 2 seconds across the line was the interval, so, and you can see a little bit of traffic there for Robert Sanders to deal with. Might hurt him a little bit. So Dustin's definitely going to be getting there. He's kind of got a protective shield here between James Olavison and Justin Thaler. One on the bottom, one behind him. Dustin might get there, but he's going to have to send it 3 wide to get it done.
And, you know, knowing that that's the leader, Justin Thaler's not known for taking too many risks, you know, but at some point, you want to get back in the race.
There goes Justin Thaler up the inside. And here comes Dustin. Dustin Reinstedel going to be pulling alongside down the front straightaway. And this is going to be a quick door bumper clear right here. Going to get it done. And now to the inside of Justin Thaler. Going to get it done on him as well. So Dustin Reinstedel back to the point on lap 117 here out of 200. Purely based off of tire strategy.
They each have one set left, right?
So I assume, see,
Yes. They're on
they have
even
one
number.
set or two. Let's see. They didn't take tires the first time in the competition. Caution. They came in and filled up with fuel on 28, but they didn't take tires then. That's 2 stops. 3rd stop, Robert Sanders took tires. Dustin didn't. 4th stop, Robert didn't take tires. Dustin did. So they have, I think they both have 2 sets of tires.
Yeah, I think they're all, but right now they're off strategy or off sequence. They're not together. So Dustin Reinstedel going to have a little more goodie left on his tires, and with 80 laps to go, still looking at 2 more stops, 3 stints. So Dustin Reinstedel has played it right, I think.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out. Obviously, the next time by, they're going to yo-yo, unless Dustin takes tires in the next stop. If
Right.
Dustin takes tires and solidifies the gap, then that's
He's
going
gonna
to
be
be...
whatever gap he has when they come in this time, and he's already working 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Going to be able to maintain that and be even on tires the rest of the way.
Michael Samia in the pits once again in his off strategy. You can see everybody flying past Robert Sanders here on the screen. Eric Thaler, next one to get past the 6 truck. I was about to say something about these two. Jason Phillips getting past there by Nick Asselin for 4th position. Nick Asselin on much fresher tires than Jason is. Ian Silva came to the pits that last time by.
While we're with Jason, I want to give a shout out to Jason's dad, Terry Phillips, who was a sergeant in the Army during the service from 1967 on, stationed in Berlin. He was a diehard NASCAR and dirt track fan, especially. The Big Dale Sr. fan. And it's obviously where Jason gets his love for racing. So we salute you, Mr. Phillips. Terry Phillips, Army Sergeant, thank you for your service.
Do you know where
Patriotic race goes on?
Do you know where armies or army sergeants hide their armies?
You have to tell me. I don't know.
In their sleeveys.
Arms in their sleeves. I got it. I did have to think about it for a second, but
Dad joke of the day from yours truly.
thanks for the dad joke. At least it was clean.
The patriotic dad joke, you know.
Jason Phillips going in red, white, and blue tonight. Thank you, sir. See if anything's. Jason can catch back up to Robert Sanders, who is up the road.
Sean Happick making moves on Robert Sanders as well. He was 7/10 faster this last time by, down to 2.5 seconds. The gap there between those two. And half a second that time by, Sean Happick took out of Robert Sanders. So you can see him there in shot right before the camera switched out. There goes Lee and the number 10 truck getting past there. Yeah, Sean Happick now 1 3/4 seconds back, so we're gonna have a little fight between these two. But just like any other fight in a Tire Delta race, not gonna last very long. As soon as he gets there, he's not gonna be there anymore. That's my prediction.
Not quite in the frame yet, but it won't be long now.
See, we've got a fight between the Justins. Justin Taylor and Justin Glockner are still holding hands. They've been together on the racetrack for a while, it seems.
In every series, they race road series together. They share jobs. A lot of times they'll ride share on road trips. Sometimes it's even been told they share toothbrushes. They're such good friends.
They even share comforters.
Time together. What was that, Walker? Sorry.
I said they even share comforters.
And they might. They could say paint more than once. Let's see if they get him clean. Right now, Glickner is chasing Taylor.
They're both chasing Dustin Reinstedel there, right in front of them.
Unfortunately, it's not for position. Unfortunately for them, I should say. It's good for Dustin.
Yeah. So that means that currently the top 7 are on the lead lap. Justin Taylor is the first one a lap down. Sean Happick has reeled in Robert Sanders. It's a 1/4 of a second now between those two. There they are on the screen. These two are 10 seconds back from Dustin Reinstedel. 10 seconds.
And I think he's going to be able to carry that lead.
Here comes Sean Happick up the inside here. Going to be slightly ahead at the stripe. Going to be fully ahead by the time they get through turn 1 here. And yep, there he goes. Robert Sanders down in the 3rd. Nick Asselin in the pits. First one to bite out of the leaders. Comes in from 4th position, I believe. So we'll see what his strategy is looking like. Let me look and see what his pit stop time turns out to be.
Do not count Nicholas Aslan out. He is a cerebral racer.
And he's taking right tires. Let's see if he takes lefts. Taking lefts. 4 tires and fuel, baby.
Just let it eat.
Trevor McLaughlin comes in the pits from, I believe he was 5th whenever
Denny's
he peeled
coming
off.
in. I mean, Dustin's coming in.
Here comes Dustin. I'm going to gloss over that because I'm not quite sure I know what you said there, so I'm a little worried.
Denny loves number 11.
Oh, okay.
Denny
See,
Hamlin.
I didn't hear Denny, so I'm skipping over the name that went through my head.
Yeah.
I thought you were making a pop culture reference. I was like, man, this guy knows pop culture. That's crazy.
No
tires for him. So he doesn't decide to lock in the advantage that he got over Robert.
Yeah. That was over 10.
So That would have locked in his advantage over Sean and Robert at 10 seconds. If he took tires on that stop. Jason Phillips coming in now. I'm assuming he's going to be taking tires because that was his second stint on one set. Nick Asselin just set a new personal best lap, 29.830.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him a dark horse, but I would definitely keep my eye on Nicholas Astlin. Don't count him out.
Sean Happick, Robert Sanders also in the pits now. Gonna leave Brandon Cotton out there to lead a lap or two. Let's see, Jason Phillips does take tires.
Nicholas Astlin changed up his paint, red, white, and blue for us tonight. And he has a good friend of his. Ian Miller is an Army vet. So we salute you, Ian. Anybody that can go to war and protect our freedom and be a friend of Nicholas Astlin, got to be a stand-up guy. We appreciate you, Ian. Thank you for protecting our freedom.
Okay. Sean Happick and Robert Sanders both took tires. You can see Nick Asselin getting past both of these guys. So once again, the undercut working out for Nick Asselin.
Yeah.
Michael Harris Jr. in the pits. So Dustin Reinstedel, let's see, he is 15 seconds ahead of Nick Asselin, who is currently in the net P2, as we still have Brandon Cotton, Justin Glockner, and Eric Thaler out there circulating, who have not pit yet for this cycle. Same three guys that have been stretching that fuel window as much as they can this entire time.
Right. Sanders gets around Brandon Cotton. Yeah, let's not count Brandon out either. Or Eric. These couple extra laps could really pay off as far as lap time goes. They're going to be a little bit farther behind.
So,
Comes quick, yeah.
Justin Glockner comes in now at the end of lap 136. Okay, so... Oh, he got black flagged, sped in the pits.
Oh, no.
That's a bonk on his head. Okay, so we'll see where Brandon Cotton and Eric Thaler, they're coming in now. So they did 31 laps. So let me do some math. So if they do 31 to the end, that'll be 168, and then
40. Or yeah, it's 32. Yep.
Yeah, one like 168, 169, and then
yep,
that will take them to the end.
On
fumes. But if they can stretch it out, they can make it to the end on one less stop compared to everybody else. We really should be we need to watch out for especially Brandon Cotton, because he did pit from the lead.
For sure.
So Brandon Cotton, Eric Thaler, and Justin Glockner all on that strategy. Unfortunately, Justin Glockner did get the penalty, so he was in the pits for a while.
Here's Ian. There he is.
There goes Brandon Cotton. He's a full lap down on Dustin Reinstedel, as you can see him coming out of the pits there.
Tires might be the determining factor.
Yeah, he took tires, so he's going to unlap himself for sure. But, man, I'm telling you, those guys, I think they can squeak it to the end on one less stop.
If we go green, that is, as well.
Yeah, if we go green.
But you never know.
Don't talk about cautions too much. I don't want it to happen. Because there goes Brandon Cotton, unlapping himself.
Yep.
We've got a race for 5th right now between Trevor McLaughlin and Michael Samia. Right up ahead of Justin Glockner here. There they are. Trevor McLaughlin takes the position away from Michael. Let's see. Both of them on new tires from their last stop, but Trevor's are 11 laps fresher than Michael's. And you can see Michael back there losing. Well, Justin Glockner is a lap down from him, but is getting passed by Justin, who just came in for fresh tires. Oh my God, this is like a brain buster of a race right
I
here.
love it. I know.
This is good. The uneducated would say that this is a boring race with no action.
Right?
But the uneducated are uneducated for a reason.
Don't let your uneducation show here.
So Michael Samia, on his funky strategy, is sitting in 6th, and he can make it home on one stop. So at least if the one stop's not right now. I hope it's not right now. When did he pit? Pit on 119. So that puts him in at... Never mind.
52.
Yeah, he's going to have to make 2 stops.
You
Never
have to
mind.
Stop. Yep.
Scratch that. So he's going to be doing his caution dance.
Here's Nicholas Astlin holding down 2nd place in front of Sean Happick by almost 2 seconds. Second and a half.
The gap has come down to 4 seconds. Dustin.
Yeah. Nicholas Astlin's on a roll.
I think Robert Sanders made a mistake in the pit lane because he is 6 seconds back from Sean Happick now. So, yeah, he was stationary for 18 and a half seconds compared to 15 for everyone else. So, must have missed the pit box or something. So now, Nick Astlin comes up to the back of Justin Thaler and James Olavison, who are side by side. A little bit of craziness going on there, but they held on to it.
That was close. Justin wisely backs off and lets him have it. Olavison goes down on the 48.
Oh, that gets the 48 super tight. Here comes Sean Happick. He's going to take the position away, moves himself up into 2nd. Nick Astlin. Oh my God. Another bump there from Justin onto Sean Happick.
Respect. Justin Thaler is almost like he's not even there. Hey guys, I can't disappear. I think Nicholas Astlin got a piece of him. James Olavison definitely got a piece of him. Justin Thaler's just everybody's punching bag today.
I mean, that's kind of the norm, right?
Yeah, if he asked Justin, he might say something like that, but he wouldn't say it out loud, so I'll say it for him. We see you, Justin. Good on you for hanging it out. Sean Happick gives the 9 the door rub on his way into the turn. And says, out of my way, buddy. I'm coming through.
If Dustin Reinstedel can see the 2 or 3 ants in his rearview mirror, he's going to be happy that those 2 or 3 ants are fighting each other like this, because all of this fighting is just keeping them from being able to catch him sooner. Sean Happick still 1 second faster than Dustin the last time by, 31.7 to a 30.7. So he's still going to get there. I mean, it's obvious that he's going to get there. It's only 1.5 seconds now. Michael Samia in the pits, so he's coming in nice and early because he already knows he's not going to make it to the end on one more. Might as well just split it up. There's, oh no, I saw the camouflage, thought it was the 11. It's the 10. He's going to have to get past Lee first, and then Sean will be able to get up there and take the fight to Dustin. Goes up the inside of that 10 truck. Thank you, Lee. Now it's Sean Happick and Dustin Reinstedel. They're about to be fighting.
Half a second.
Very, very soon. Here he comes. Nick Astlin 2 seconds back from Sean Happick, so he lost a lot of time there in that kerfuffle that happened. Sean in full send mode. He's getting right up to the rear bumper of that number 11 truck. Holding it down there, trying to get the draft going down the front straightaway. Extended off into turn number 1, looking to the outside, getting that fresh air on his nose, then turning into the corner. Needs to get this move done as soon as possible so he can try to pull a gap.
Exactly.
He knows that Dustin's going to be taking tires.
John Hatpick, I've talked to him before outside of racing, and he's a great guy. Super nice. He's not going to make a bonehead move, but he is going to, like I say, super nice. He doesn't want to waste too much time back here. You need to go. You have the advantage. You got to go while you have the advantage.
Yeah, last time by, both of them same lap time. So Sean gets up here into the dirty air and is trying to run in his tire tracks, and that's not working out for him. So he's going to have to maybe move around, try to find some clean air so he can get a good run on that 11 truck and make the move. He's still only 2/10 back. Basically the same as what they were last time around. Looking for a little bit of clean air, but
with
not quite
47
able. Bad corner there from Sean. Allows Dustin to kind of pull away a little bit. Sean went from 3/4 of a second faster per lap to being nothing faster per lap here. Dustin pulled away slightly this time around.
He's backing up to get a run on him. Maybe a little brush with the wall.
See, Andrew Miller came in the pits last time around. Justin Thaler in the pits as well.
Showing 6 cars on the lead lap right now.
7. Brandon Cotton, the last one on the lead lap in 7th.
53.28, 53.76.
And if we remember, Justin Thaler's in the pits now. Did I already say he was in the pits? I don't know.
He is.
We remember Brandon Cotton, if him and Eric Thaler, as I said before, can save the fuel and make it to the end on one stop, these guys are going to be shooting for pitting at around lap 169.
Yep.
I think is going to be their money hole. 169 to 170. If they can stretch 170, they're in the clear. They can make it to
stop any lap now. 160 to 162. Well, yeah, they still need to. In order for them to go, they can stop anywhere from.
Yeah, they could stop now if they wanted to, because they're gonna have to make one more stop. They have 2 stops left. You can see Nick Asselin, he was 2 seconds behind Sean Hatpick. Now he's only half a second behind Sean Hatpick because Sean is stuck behind Dustin. He cannot make the move. Here comes Ian Silva on fresh tires feeling like Superman. He's flying by the leaders. He's going to be unlapping himself here. James Olavison in the pits. There goes Ian Silva around the outside. 2 trailer park girls go around the outside.
Around the
that
outside.
Might be a copyright. Hold on.
I'll send you the bill.
We'll split it halfsies, right?
I don't know about that.
So the battle for the lead continues, and Nick Asselin trying to get himself into this battle for the lead here. Maybe Sean Hatpick trying to panic save some fuel, thinking maybe he can stretch it, but he can't stretch another 4 laps. So,
No.
You know, these guys, that's the thing that you get sucked into being the leaders, is you go flat out trying to lead the race and trying to win the thing. And there's going to be some guys that do some fuel strategy and they might just get you. Just like Las Vegas.
We see it in real life. That's right.
Yep. There's Nick Asselin. He's a coming. He's a pushing. Andrew Miller gets by him though on the fresh tires he has. Justin Glockner behind him currently. And Sean Hatpick does move up into the lead because Dustin's in the pits. So is Nick Asselin. So Dustin Reinstuttle, I believe, will be taking tires here. Trevor McLaughlin also coming into the pits. So these guys, I mean, they're pitting like on the...
I mean, they're going to have to work
40 to go
to the end.
So
they need a splash or a caution. They can't
Yeah.
make it. That's what we're saying.
they cannot make it.
Nope.
So Dustin Reinsettle, as you can
They're
see,
out.
taking tires. Nick Asselin
They're
taking tires.
out of gas. Yep. John's got to be coming in any minute now too.
Yep. He made it. I believe he pit 2 or 3 laps later than Dustin last time, as well as Robert Sanders. Both of them pit on the same lap. Sean and Robert. So that's going to leave Brandon Cotton out to the lead once these two pit. And then Jason Phillips should be coming in pretty soon too. He passed pit on lap 132. He should be in the next few laps if he's taking it all the way to E. As we sit, there are 4 trucks on the lead lap. Brandon Cotton in the pits. So he can't save enough. Oh man, I don't know if he recognized that he would be able to save the fuel to make it.
Eric knows. 137, 30 laps. You just got to go to 69. Brandon Cotton has got to. This is early. This is too early. All right. Unless he was out, maybe he burned more fuel than expected. Who knows?
Robert Sanders and
Find
Sean
out in the
Happy
chat
should be
after the
coming
race.
by. This will be 30 laps here on this tank of fuel. Yep. Here comes Robert Sanders. Sean Happick able to hold it out. He's going to be going another lap here. Eric Thaler will be taking over. I believe will be taking over.
That's going to come up to Dustin.
Here comes Nick Asselin past Eric Thaler on those fresh, nice, pretty boots. And I'm
We know
so
Nicholas and Dustin have to go. 169 is the money. Maybe 168 if you can really lift and coast for a couple of laps.
I mean, if you make it to he can make it guaranteed to 168 because he's been doing 31 every stint. He can guarantee 168.
Brandon come in.
I don't know. I'm really confused.
All good. Man, these guys are racing.
Yeah, these guys are all over the place here. I'm just sitting here staring at the timing screen thinking about strategy. Sean Happick is in the pits. So he is in on lap 164. So not going to be able to
They need a splash.
make it to the end. So Eric Thaler might not be the leader currently, but I think that's just because he's been saving the hell out of some fuel. Let me tell you what. This man, I think he's on for it, for the strategy.
This man.
This man right here.
The godfather of Midwest Motorsports.
I mean, he's doing 32s out there. 32 ones. There's no way, after taking tires in the last stop, that he would be dropping off the 32s on pace alone. He's
Almost
saving
3 seconds slower than the leaders, yeah.
So he's trying to eke out that extra lap.
Right.
If he can go 32 on this tank, he's sitting pretty. He's clutching that baby all the way around.
Yeah.
Got a battle for the lead right now. Nick Asselin takes it over away from Dustin Reinsettle. They're still side by side though. Both of them on fresh boots. Both pit on the same lap. These two are going to have a dogfight to the end, it looks like. Side by side here coming across the line. Last time by Nick Asselin, 1/10 faster than Dustin Reinsettle. Eric Thaler continues on. He doesn't pit. Can he do it? We're still side by side here for the lead. Nick Asselin barely able to clear on the top side, but Dustin Reinsettle gets that good run through the middle of the corner. It is going to be clear, though, for Nick Asselin. He's going to take the lead in that Pepsi number 48. And he's going to drive that thing down to the line, close the door off on that 11 truck, and tell Dustin that he can try to figure out something later, but I'm going right now.
Unfortunately, their crew chief is telling them we got one more splash to make it to the end.
Yeah,
So
at
it's
this
gonna be
point,
short.
you drive this thing. You drive the wheels off of this thing at this point.
Drive it like you stole it. That's right.
Yep.
Dustin is not letting them go.
Eric Thaler is in. And would you believe it? Lap 169. This man is on it to make it to the end of the race. He saved the extra lap of fuel compared to what he has been the whole race. This man right here is on for a really, really good result. He's pulled the strategy.
Fill the tanks all the way up. Taking 2 on the inside at least. All right. I don't know if the outsides.
I think he took 4.
He probably took 4. We'll give it to him.
Here we go.
All
Nick Asselin, Dustin Reinsettle. They're 10 seconds ahead of Robert Sanders, who didn't take tires in the last stop. So he's
not going to catch up.
He's most likely going to be just going the extra little bit here and then pitting. Or maybe he's just going to save the tires for a late race restart. Not really 100% sure. Maybe he's out of tires. I don't know. Any possibility could be true.
What a race we have for the lead. Dustin Reinstedel in the 11. Coming up on the 48 of Nicholas Asselin. Asselin goes high into the fence. Cuts off the nose of Dustin Reinstedel. Barely enough room. Dustin says, okay, it's going to be like that, huh? I see. You could play this game. See if he slides him. He leaves space. Good on you, Dustin. We know the net code bug been known to hit. I would leave as much space as I could. New leader, Dustin Reinstedel. Nick Asselin is not going to let him go.
No, he's not. This is going to be a fight to the end. 100% it's going to be.
One more splash. Do you know how much fuel you need? You don't want to overfill as time you could be out on track.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when these guys pit. Nick Asselin now has the advantage of being able to pit 1 lap earlier, but you're not taking tires unless you take rights. So Michael Samia in the pits for his final stop. I believe he was in 8th. Yeah, or 9th. He was in 9th position, top 8 on the lead lap currently.
This patriotic race, the Midwest Motorsports longest race of the season. Got Michael Harris on the number 40. Wants to recognize his wife's uncle, Chief Master Sergeant Michael Bascom, 157th Air Refueling Wing, the U.S. Air Force. Michael says he's a very down-to-earth man who was a big member of the town community and taking over most of the land in town that his parents owned. Big fan of the United States and Chief Master Sergeant in the U.S. Air Force. We appreciate your service, Michael Bascom, Michael Harris's wife. Thank you to your wife, Michael Harris, for letting Michael race with us tonight.
We have a few more in the pits. Jason Phillips coming in this time by. James Olavison got caught speeding on the pit road whenever he came in, so he's going to be sitting still for a while. And Dustin Reinsettle has pulled a full second on Nick Asselin in the last 3 or 4 laps. He is putting the pedal to the metal. Maybe he's starting to realize that he's going to have to go fast to make sure that he's ahead of Eric Thaler after he comes out from his splash and dash.
Eric still shows 1 lap down, but he is cranking out 30.6. Dustin's last lap, 31.0. Half a second there in favor of Eric Thaler in the 15. But you have to run the race to the end.
Plus, Eric cannot get ahead of himself trying to push to try to win the race because he still has to make sure he hits the 31 lap fuel window that he needs. So he can't go flat out. Robert Sanders in the pits for his splash and dash. He's out and on the apron now, coming around. So he is going to be behind Eric Thaler. Ian Silva in the pits now for his final splash and dash.
It's like Robert took tires.
Did Robert take tires? Robert did take tires.
Okay.
So he's trying to go fast for the last 20 laps of the race.
Can't take him home with you.
I was kind of thinking maybe he would have stopped a little sooner for those tires.
Yep.
But
All good.
he ends up taking them anyways. So he's going to be out there cranking out lap times. Ian Silva is going to be coming out behind Robert Sanders and I believe behind Jason Phillips. Yep. Brandon Cotton in the pits. So he's going to be coming in for his splash if he takes any tires. It's the pit box. No tires. Oh, no, he's taking rights. Let's see if he takes left sides or just right sides. Just right side. Just rights for him. So he's back out. 9 seconds stationary for him. Dustin Reinstuttle, 1 3/4 seconds ahead of Nick Astlin. Trevor McLaughlin currently circulating in 3rd position. He's 14 seconds behind the leader as Dustin Reinstuttle, speak of the devil, he's coming into the pits. That's going to leave Nick Astlin out there as the leader and Trevor McLaughlin as your P2 man. Sean Happick will take over 3rd. This man's been back and forth in this race. Started at the front, went to the back, now he's back to the front again. He's another one that's had one of these off-strategy nights. Seems to be working out for him pretty well, getting himself some good track position back. I don't think Eric's going to be able to win the race.
Goodness.
I don't think
Brandon Cotton, even with the splash, was able to come out ahead of Eric.
Yeah, so Eric was just so far behind to begin with. I sincerely think that Brandon really should have tried to stretch out the fuel there, as Brandon now is unlapping himself to Trevor McLaughlin, who is currently in 2nd position. I really think Brandon should have tried to stretch the fuel because, you know, he came in at the same time as Eric. Eric did make it.
Right.
And, you know, Brandon was a good half a lap to 3/4 of a lap ahead of Eric to begin with. So, I mean, man, that 3/4 of a lap would be feeling really good for Brandon right about now, I would say.
Well, it's going to be fun to see what happens after Nicholas Astlin, Trevor McLaughlin, and Sean Happick come in for their final stop. Where do they fit in this Dustin Reinstuttle, Brandon Cotton conversation? Nicholas Astlin. Their 5 is up for grabs.
You know, I don't really want to say this, but
say it anyway.
If there's a caution, this man on the screen is a lap down. Nick Astlin is the only person on the lead lap.
Trap the field.
Or no, there's 3 on the lead lap, sorry. Nick, Trevor McLaughlin, and Sean Happick. Those 3 drivers are on the lead lap. Everybody else is 1 lap down.
Yep.
So
in to go. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Everybody's up for no whammies, but you never know. Norm comes in for a stop.
So I mean, this could be like a 3-truck battle for the win, or it could go like I'm hoping it goes and it goes green to the end. One of the two. Here comes Dustin to unlap himself, though, so that would kind of ruin all those plans. Nick, if you're going to throw your water bottle out the window, you got to do it now, bud. And here he comes in. So, yeah, he pits.
Yeah, he is. He's got to be out. Trevor's got probably 2 more laps. Gonna put Sean Happick in a happy spot.
Trevor's coming in as well. Believe. Maybe. No. Never mind. Trevor's not coming in. I saw the intervals going crazy and thought he was coming in, but he wasn't. So, Brandon Cotton.
He's still in this, man. He's still in this.
I mean, he's in second right now. Like, on the road. If you count everybody, he's in second.
Aslan comes out ahead of Brandon. That's going to be a race. Where's Nick in relation to Brandon?
Let's see, where is Nick? There he is. So he is getting up to speed now. So scratch second place. He's going to be third here after Trevor is now in the pits. Sean Happick, the last one to come down to get some fuel.
Six-second stop for Trevor McLaughlin.
Not very much fuel. I mean, that's just enough time to get the fuel can connected and then disconnected right there.
6.6 for Nicholas Aslan. They're still waiting for Sean Happick to come in. Everybody else can make it. It's going to cycle Dustin Reinstedel and Nicholas Aslan out, and they are currently about 9 seconds apart from each other. 7 seconds apart.
Looks like Brandon Cotton is coming.
Right there.
Yeah, those 2 right tires are showing to pay dividends here for Brandon Cotton. He's making his move. He's making inroads on Nick Aslan. Trying to be in the top 2 for the second week in a row, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a very hard pass once he gets there. Looks to the inside of the 48 truck, and it'll be done through 1 and 2. There's not going to be very much fight that Nick can put in. He's on those old tires. Those 2 right sides were a good call there for Brandon. I think the best call, though, was pitting early and taking 4. That's what Dustin Reinstedel did.
Yep.
A few others came in and took 4 later, but that didn't really work out for them as well. Eric Thaler, with his 1 less stop, has cycled himself up into 6th from being somewhere in the teens. If you take out all of the strategy from before now, so good job by Eric to claw back a little bit of something out of his race, make something of nothing. So he's gonna come home and at least 6th position, depending on if Trevor McLaughlin behind him. He's 2 1/4 seconds back, so we'll see if he can catch up or not in 7 laps. And Sean Happick still out there circulating, in the lead with 7 to go. I mean, it can't last long, right? He's got to pit at some point, right?
He's got the magic tank, the smoky unit roll cage.
All right, Sean, throw your water bottle out now, buddy. Maybe a piece of roll bar padding like Robbie Gordon.
With 6 laps to go, Dustin Reinstedel's got U.S. Navy Terry Casey, his uncle, recently passed of complications with diabetes, but he is racing in remembrance of Terry Casey, and he loved Dale Sr. and would love being able to be honored at the racetrack. And Dustin Reinstedel, you are carrying Terry Casey's honor. Looks like a victory tonight if he can bring it home. Sean Happick finally comes in. That only leaves Dustin Reinstedel out. Brandon Cotton is 10 seconds back.
Yeah, big gap
Four
here
laps
for
to go.
Dustin, so it's going to take a hell of a lot for him to lose this one. He's putting Jason Phillips a lap down here. Jason might try to fight him to for the pride at least, but this will make it to where all the way up to 8th position is a lap down.
Also, let's not forget James Olavison. He is currently an Air Force T Sergeant. And his dad, Robert, also races with us. He's a Master Sergeant. We appreciate your service, both of you guys. And we appreciate you racing with us, James and Robert, longtime members of the Midwest Motorsports family.
Aaron Holroyd is also a part of the military, right?
Yes, he is. We'll talk about him Sunday for sure. He's not racing trucks this season, but they might meet each other in the cow houses. John Happick unlapping himself from Dustin Reinstedel.
Or getting lapped, one of the two. Looks
Or,
like he's getting
right?
lapped. So that makes it all the way down to, all the way up to 7th is a lap down.
Came out of the pits just now.
So, and so Trevor McLaughlin, last truck on the lead lap in 6th. Everybody's pretty spread out. Robert Sanders is catching up to Nick Asselin here on the last lap, though. It's too far away. It's 3/4 of a second. He only gained 4/10 the last time by, so he shouldn't get the move done on Nick, but we'll see. But this man right here has been making moves on everybody with his brain. He comes home and takes the win. Dustin Reinstedel in that number 11 truck gets her done. Brandon Cotton gonna come around turn number 4, takes the 2nd place position, so he's gonna be talking to us once again. Nick Asselin does hold on to 3rd. Robert Sanders comes home in 4th position. Eric Thaler with a great strategy, amazing fuel saving out of him to come home in 5th. Trevor McLaughlin a little bit behind him comes home 6th. Sean Happick in 7th. Jason Phillips comes home in 8th position. Ian Silva in 9th. Michael Samia rounds out the top 10. Justin Thaler in 11th position. Andrew Miller in 12th. Justin Glockner in 13th. Andrew Miller was the first one 2 laps down. 14th position, John Asselin. 15th, James Olavison. 16th goes to Norm Snyder. 17th for newcomer Lee Kiernan. Michael Harris Jr. comes home in P18 and P19 and on the truck halfway home, Colin Huffman in number 52. What a good race. That was a good race. Props to everybody for keeping it clean. We had a couple of cautions in there, but everybody cleaned it up. Everybody got it together, and we kept her green. And man, that was a fun one. As we now wait for everybody to jump over to get dragged on in here to the dungeon. I mean, to the broadcaster's booth.
1 second. I'm working on it. What a race for Dustin Reinstedel. Got the strategy just right.
Yeah, absolutely. Ended up working out great for him. Brandon Cotton as well. Good job on the strategy there. Able to save time with taking a really short stop. And able to come home in 2nd, and then Nick Asselin as well. Good job on the strategy to make sure he doesn't get himself mixed up with the strategy. Really, really easy to do in these long green flag races. So good job by him as well to bring it home based off of strategy on the podium.
And that's how they wound up. 1, Dustin Reinstedel. 2, Brandon Cotton. P3 Nicholas Aslan. I believe we have Nick Aslan in the booth. Nicholas, what do you say, man? Congrats on a nice third place tonight.
Oh yeah, just flipped 4 times under green, no caution off of turn 4. Came home with a third place finish despite flipping 3 times under green, no yellow. I don't even know what to say.
Well, what do you mean flipping? Talk to me.
When did that happen?
Lap 99, the 10 truck, he started blinking almighty hell. And I had no idea where he even was on track. I ended up plowing into him. I flipped 4 times through 3 and 4. Ended up righting the ship right before pit entry. It just happened to be right at the end of my fuel run. I pitted, got the fast repair, came back out like nothing happened. And there was no yellow.
No yellow. We'll have to watch back for that. Hope somebody out there saved the replay. We definitely missed that on the broadcast, but
Oh no.
by your engineers and all the builders that built that roll cage so strong, and the body looks perfect. I don't know if you got any repair work done. Your pit seem to be on time. No,
yeah, shout out to the pit crew, man. Like, just casual, flipped, brought it into the pits, and they got me right back out on track, like nothing happened.
Well, I know you started streaming the road series. Maybe you streamed this one too. Well, maybe you can check that out. But what you got for Nicholas there, Walker?
Yeah, well, it was already a good drive, but the fact that you were, sky ground, and still came home in third is pretty impressive. So congratulations on that. We're definitely gonna need a clip or a video of that. But other than your gymnastics escapades, how'd you feel about the rest of the race tonight? I mean, it was a great race from our perspective, strategy-wise.
Yeah, for sure. After my gymnastics, as you said, that ended up making me have to pit about 5 laps sooner than when I wanted to, but thankfully I'm not complaining by any means. It happened at the best time it could have and in the right place. But I was just always having to short pit everyone, and it really cost me at the end of the runs. And I was just like, I knew I was going to be a little short on fuel. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to run as hard as I can. I caught up there with Dustin. We had a good battle there. I was really just trying to not lose time because I knew there was going to be somebody that was going to try to make it. I think it was Eric, and I guess he wasn't able to make it.
He made it.
Oh, he did? Wow,
Yeah,
I can't believe I finished ahead of him then.
Yeah, he was going super slow in his second to last stint to make 32 laps.
Makes sense. But yeah, I got to P3, and Robert Sanders was coming fast behind me, and I was just praying. I was like, oh, come on. I need top 3. Like, I gotta get this interview. Like, I gotta be on the broadcast. And I hate that you guys didn't catch it. Like, it's not knocking you. It's just like, for me, like, I hate that you guys didn't catch it. And I know James mentioned the streaming. I did start streaming at the beginning, and then Josh mentioned something about my ping. So I was like, all right, I'm not screwing around. Stream, goodbye. And and so I ended that. I haven't really ever had issues with it before, but I wasn't taking any chances that early in the race. So I hate that, I ended the stream and it didn't catch that. But yeah, I mean, what a race. Like, this race is always so much fun. This is only the second time that I haven't been here forever, but it's the second time I've gotten to do like the longer 300-mile race or whatever, and it's definitely a grueling one compared to the others, and it's a lot of fun. I'm glad the league does it.
We are glad you raced with us tonight. A little smaller of a field, maybe that helped with all the green flag runs, but also I think you got to give a shout out to your ride along there with you, Ian Miller, right?
Oh yeah, my buddy Ian Miller, yeah.
So maybe he helped guide you through those upside down flips, but
He'll definitely say that he did.
too.
He'll definitely take credit for that. So
There you go. Make sure he knows we appreciate his service, and thanks for protecting our freedom. Thanks for going red, white, and blue tonight with the Pepsi
oh
paint
yeah.
job too, and congrats on your second podium after Nashville. We'll look for you next week and see if you can do it again.
Oh well, different circumstances. Yes, no flipping next week, but yeah.
Awesome. Congrats on a great run, Nick. We'll look for
Yeah.
you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's third place, Nicholas Aslan. Up next, the number 5 truck, Brandon Cotton, went long on the pits. He spent a lot of the time tonight outside of the top 10 even, but was able to bring it home. And P2, making 30 laps plus on a fuel stint. And if I can get him off of mute here, it's taking me long enough. Brandon, it's James and Walker in the booth, and the number 5 truck's looking good. At Charlotte, congrats. Second place is not first, but really close second.
Hey guys, appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't have enough for that 11 car tonight. Hopefully, we'll keep working on that.
Lots more racing left. What you got, Walker?
Yeah, great run for you. I remember paying attention to you and Eric. You two were both on the same sort of cycle there, and I caught on that Eric. I knew Eric would try to make it because of where he was in the field, but I was hoping that maybe you would try to do it too and squeak it out. But it seemed like you just decided to come in and not risk it, and it still ended up great for you. I mean, you still came home in second, so great job, great strategy. Maybe you can talk us through it a little bit.
Yeah, it got to be borderline there at the end on about the last stop or two. I knew I was going to have to save 2 to 4 laps roughly, and I had Rob Bates wasn't able to make the race tonight, but he was in my ear on Discord, and he was telling me kind of where I was at on the fuel run. And I told him, I said, we got 40 laps here at the end. I said I'm going to split these up in 20 lap runs, and I ended up taking 2 tires on that last stop to kind of get a few seconds advantage, and that helped me kind of catapult up there to get to second place.
Yeah, great run and great decision on the 2 tires as well. I believe that really helped you out of there.
Yeah, it
gained you a
did.
few spots.
It was very loose to start out. I had not tested the 2 tire run at all, and whenever I came out, it was pretty slick for the first couple laps.
It turned out to be the right call. We thought for sure you were going to let it go all the way to 30 plus, but erred on the side of caution, and it paid off, like Walker said. And yeah, it's just great to see you pulling all these strategies and kind of putting your head down, running your own race. Long green flag runs, no natural cautions tonight, only the competition caution at lap 20. So shout out to all the Midwest Motorsports trucks. Were you surprised about that, Brandon?
It was a good race. I love to be able to have a clean race for the whole field. I think we did have a caution at lap 43, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere there.
And then Nick's flip was on lap 99. So if you need a checkpoint, you can go back to lap 99 and check that out.
That's right. Second one, I forgot about Norm and them getting all crossed up with Andrew Miller. But yeah, another great run, man. How's your road course prowess as we head off to Sonoma next week?
I will not lie. Road course for me is probably going to be pretty ugly, but I'm going to put in a lot of hours this week to make sure it's not that ugly.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you raced tonight, man. Thanks for joining us, and congrats on another podium, man. And we'll look for you next week in Sonoma, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for everybody putting it on. Once again, appreciate the Coast Guard for everything they do for us.
You got that right. Thank you, guys. All right, that's Brandon Cotton, your second place finisher. We only got the leader to talk to next, and he's doing burnouts. We'll see if he's back from the burnouts. Hey, Dustin, it's James and Walker in the booth. You got us?
I got you loud and clear.
Congratulations, Dustin. You looks like you had it all planned out. Everything went perfect to plan there.
Yeah, I was really I'm really proud of everybody that how green that race was. That was really cool. I was hoping it would be like that because that's kind of the way my strategy was. I didn't really realize. I try not to like get too strategic during the races, like before the race. like I'll look to see like how many pit stops we're gonna have, but after that, I just kind of put it in the back of my mind and go. And I honestly didn't realize that you could short at a pit stop until we were probably inside of 90 to go, so like way too close to the finish to try to sit there and try to save being in the lead. So I just stuck with it, and I saved another set of tires and got passed up pretty good, and just tried to stay patient, hope it went green. But I was really expecting Cotton and Eric to be ahead of me when I come out of the pits. Um, I knew I was going to have fresh tires, but I didn't know how long I would have to chase them down. So that was a pleasant surprise to know I didn't have to fight a whole lot whenever the last cycle was done. I was getting kind of worried. It's always unfortunate whenever you get within 4 or 5 to go and then have to pit. So I was thinking that Sean was going to be good, so I was really driving it as hard as I could there at the end. But it ended up working out pretty good. So
How much discipline does it take when you know that you don't have the same tires as everybody else? I'm talking about that early cycle where you came in for fuel only, and the six definitely took tires and flew by you. Got almost up to a 10-second lead. I think you dropped down to fourth or fifth, even maybe. What kind of discipline does it take to just kind of run your race and hope for no cautions?
it's a frustrating point to be blown away, especially it just feels bad. Even if you know you're going to have the advantage later, it always just like it's mentally just watching somebody drive away from you sucks. But it was, I'll be honest, that was the learning moment for me when I realized that I thought that I could still win, where I kept that set of tires in that moment because I think there was only like 2 or 3 people on the track that didn't take tires on that stint. So I knew I was going to have the tires for the short run that people weren't going to at some point. And that's what ended up mattering. So that last stint, I split it in half based off of what I learned from how much time I lost to Sanders on that like third or fourth pit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What you got for Dustin, our race winner there, Walker?
Yeah, that was a great race by you, Dustin. Just more or less controlling the thing throughout. Obviously losing the lead and gaining it back off of strategy. And from my point of view, it was an amazing race to watch. The people who go to watch Bowman Gray might not have thought it was as fun to watch as me, but I think everybody in the field probably had a blast tonight. So throughout the race, everything was going right for you. Was there anything that went wrong?
I'm really surprised that I didn't get hit with speeding on the second to last pit stop because I I was looking in my mirror. Anytime I have somebody behind me when I'm pitting, I'm always watching them. And Sean timed it perfect to not have to lift, but it was so close that I was just looking in the mirror, and I just by the time I got refocused on what I was doing, I was at like 60, about to hit the line, and I just slammed on the gas or on the brakes and dropped it all the way down to 30. And I think it must have been close enough, I guess. But it was definitely close. I realized that on the last stop, I was like, I can't do that. I got to take it safe. Don't want to ruin it.
That's right. Third win of the season, Dustin. Congratulations, man. We're happy for you. Thank you again for representing Chief Master Sergeant. I'm sorry, Terry, um, Terry Kelly on your car tonight, man. It was really cool. Terry Casey.
Yep.
I was reading it wrong. Sorry. It's late. Sorry. U.S. Navy. And yeah, we miss him. We appreciate his service, and it's cool to tribute. You mentioned that he would love seeing you do this, and I'm sure he would love it. He's looking down on us now, and seeing you with the win, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I actually didn't have him on the paint. I made a new paint that matched my Cup Series paint that I posted in the showroom. And like 5 minutes before practice ended in our happy hour session, I was like, I've won 2 races with him on the truck. Like, I don't know if I want to bring it back out because I'm 2 for 2 with it. It's, like a special thing. And then I was, it just felt right. Bring it back out. Why not? There's no superstition's one thing, but honoring somebody's another. So I'm glad I did it. got him back out there in a win again. But yeah, I love this track. This is probably one of my favorite tracks of all time. Just you have to be patient. You can hot lap it all day, but it doesn't matter. That hot lap goes away in about 8 laps.
Yep.
So,
And
but I do want to say just thank you to you guys. I actually got to broadcast our college wrestling team. I'm deemed the voice of our Bears wrestling team, I guess. But I got to broadcast tonight for about 2.5 hours. So sometimes it was kind of boring. Had to make up some stuff. So appreciate everything you guys do. All the good filler content you guys bring out. So I definitely use what I've learned listening to you guys on some of that too.
hey, right on, man. That's what it's
Appreciate
all about. Thank you very much, man. And thanks again, Dustin. We'll see you at Sonoma next week, man. We know you're good on road courses too. So we look forward to seeing you there next week, man, as you go for win number 4 on the season.
I'm ready to go look at Jason and Justin's bumper and Eric.
That's right. All right. Good luck, Dustin. Thanks again, man. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
So your winner, your points leader, stretches out the points lead. And man, what a great race, Walker. We got to see everything I wanted in a race, man. Some strategy, some argy-bargy, some fenders, some side-by-side racing, some door banging, some backwards cars.
And that might be.
Racing? What are we going to see next week?
I mean, this week, I'm just gonna say this again. I mean, I could say this over and over again. This was an amazing race. I could watch this race back 100 times. It was a great race. Good job by everybody keeping it clean there for such a long time. I mean, two hours of racing, and 1.5 hours of it was spinning green flag in a row. So good job by everybody holding it together. Next week, we're going to Sonoma, and it's road course week next week, baby, and I'm ready for it. I love me some road course racing, especially with NASCAR stuff. It's always so fun watching people try to wrestle these things around. They ain't meant to turn right, but we're going to make them turn right. So,
right.
yeah, it's going to be a great race next week. And just like he said, I really expect Jason Phillips to be the man, one of the guys to beat. The Thaylors are always fast, and Jason Phillips should be fast as well. So it should be a great race next week at Sonoma. Don't miss it. It's gonna be money mint amazing.
That's it. For Josh Watt running the stream, all of the Midwest Motorsports admins that make this wonderful league possible, Walker McNulty, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm James J., reminding you to stay in your lane. We'll see you next week.